Welcome aboard Just Jets with your captain, Matt O'Leary. Buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Hello and welcome to Just Jets, episode number 86, here after a Jets win for the first time that we care about. I've been doing this podcast for almost 2 freaking years, and we have one win that we care about. Did not care about any of the last 2 last year, but finally, a New York Jets win over the Tennessee Titans. We're going to get into it and so much more. Boy, am I excited to be here. We got your reaction, my reaction, talking about Atlanta coming up, Zach Wilson balling out in the second half, and so much more. But before we get started, just wanted to say, do you know what's spookier than seeing a black cat on Halloween? It's shaving your balls without anything other than Manscaped. When it comes to below-the-waist grooming, there's no need to carve your pumpkins this Halloween because Manscaped is here to upgrade your grooming experience. Grow from a bite-sized candy bar to a king-size candy bar and join the 2 million men worldwide by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with promo code JETS20. That is JETS20. You can get the Weed Whacker, which is the nose hair or ear hair trimmer. You got the ball deodorizer. There's so much good stuff in there. It's not an issue. You could go and find something for just about anybody. So check it out, manscaped.com, promo code JETS20. Man, am I excited to get into this episode. A Jets win that we care about. Also, a little bit of housekeeping. So I was away for a little bit. I went to Houston over the weekend, was able to watch the Jets win in Houston. If you didn't see my post-game video, I shared some clips of just my reaction and just overall what it was like being there and, watching the game. So shout out to the Houston Jet fan group that took me in as one of their own. They were awesome. It was an absolute blast. Would love to go back there and watch another game. Did meet Jake Asman, which was awesome. He showed me around ESPN radio down in Houston, which was so sick. Got to see his studio, hang out with him for a little bit. So that was awesome. Shout out to Jake. Thank you for having me. And I also received some mail while I was away. So I wanted to show you what I got because it's from one of my best friends in the entire world. His name is Max. He watches all my videos, so I know he's going to be watching this. He's one of my biggest supporters. I've been friends with him literally since, I was 5. He used to live around the block from me. We're really, really good friends. And he got this for me, and I wanted to show you because it's not really... There's 2 jerseys, but I'm not going to wear them. They're a hang-up kind of a thing. So I got to find a spot. I don't know if it's going to be directly behind me, but I'm thinking maybe on the side over here and maybe get some different camera angles going in the future. But I want to show you what he got. So the first one is a cult classic. It has to do with former friend of the show, Adam Gase, and it is Fired Gase 21. I don't know if that's going to be backwards or if it's going to come out right on camera here, but I love that. And when I showed him how the jersey came out, he was worried at first because he's like, that's Frank Gore's old number. And I know that I wouldn't wear a Frank Gore jersey, but that got a good laugh. And then I went with the number 95. No, not Quinnen Williams, but since I'm a 95 baby, O'Leary on the back there. So just wanted to shout out and thank my good buddy Max. Those are going to be going up in the studio somewhere, and hopefully we find a more permanent place for it. But let's get into today's episode. We got a victory week that we're excited about. Let's effing go. Zach Wilson, man, we got to talk about him first. I'm in love with the defense. Yesterday's video was about the defense, but I need to talk about my man, Zach Wilson, because it started ugly. There was a pick in the first half. Now, I'm not going to put that on him. I'm going to put it on Corey Davis literally just falling down. Davis had a brutal first half. I'm not going to lie. I was upset with Corey. I was pissed off. I thought, okay, here's your chance for a revenge game. You're coming out flat, another drop. What is going on here with Corey Davis? But second half for Corey and Zach. Are you kidding me? So Zach finished 297 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. 232 of those yards in the second half. Both touchdowns in the second half. And there were some big-time, big boy throws from Zach Wilson in his 4th game in the NFL. And that gives you reason to get excited. It really does. If the Jets were to tie or lose this game, sure, we would be upset. We would be a little bit bothered by it, but we would still be able to talk about these things. But I'm happy that we get to talk about not only a Jets win, but a great Zach Wilson day. So there's really 3 at least 3. No, I'll say 4 throws that really impressed me. The 2 touchdown passes. So first, let's talk about the Jamison Crowder one. The dart, the absolute dart. That was just showing off velocity at that point, which was awesome to see because we know that the arm strength is there. But that's a ball, if he floats at all, is getting picked off. You see the corner closing in on Crowder. He throws an absolute strike in the numbers and blows it right through. That was a big-time throw. The other touchdown throw, the absolute bomb where he points to Corey Davis, says go deep, and launches the ball 60 yards in the air. He threw it from the opposite 40 to the end zone. That's crazy arm talent. And the other one where he's rolling out, throwing from, what is like the 25, 30 to the opposite 30 or 25, that's a big throw. And I know Keelan Cole fell down and maybe it could have been a touchdown, but that throw should be drifting out of bounds because his whole momentum is taking him right. And he's launching it just completely down the field. And just that play, I just said, wow, because you don't really see arm talent like that. And the fact that the Jets have this guy, and sure, there were missed throws, like the interception, whether you want to put that on him or Davis, whoever, interceptions have been high through the first 4 games. He missed a throw that he could have iced the game. I think it was to Corey Davis, right past the sticks, would have iced the game. That's a throw that you would like him to make. But when you see those wow moments, it's hard not to get excited. That's why I'm rocking the jersey today, because I got to support the boy, Zach Wilson. He played really well. But his best throw was not the one that's getting the most highlight attention, which is the bomb of a touchdown to Corey Davis, or the other play to Keelan Cole on the right side. This is another play to Keelan Cole where he puts the perfect amount of touch and drops it in the bucket on the sideline, 20-plus yards down the field. Zach has been excellent at getting the ball down the field. I love to see him pushing the ball down the field. And you know what? Going to be a little bit of a rant here for a second, slightly off topic, and then I'm going to loop it back into the Jets here, but just want to talk about some narratives that are being thrown around with rookie quarterbacks. After the Jets game, I went back, did a video, went out in Houston for a little bit, came back, and I was watching I almost said Houston again, the New England Patriots versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the way that Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth were talking about Mac Jones, you would have thought that this man invented the check down pass, because everything that he was doing was throws underneath. Everything has been underneath stuff. And they're talking about him like he's the greatest thing in the world. Now, Mac hasn't been bad. He had one bad game, and I'm not saying that his play against Tampa Bay has been bad. I just don't see how you could worship the guy, bow at his feet. You're kissing him all over and saying he's the best thing ever. And it's a dink and dunk offense. And then you see the plays that Zach is making, or Justin Fields had an exciting day, or even in some small moments, Trevor Lawrence. God, what an awful situation he's in. But everyone's talking up Mac Jones, the check down king. And maybe he turns out to be a great quarterback. He very well could be. But has he made anything close to any of the throws that Zach has made this past week? Any of the 4 throws that we just talked about? Has Mac Jones done anything remotely similar to that? No. It's all, here's a running back in the flat. Oh, here's a check down 5 yards in front of the line of scrimmage. But, because he's with Bill Belichick, it's a bigger story. Both teams are 1-3. I don't know. Give me the more exciting player, please. And just enough of these narratives. You know how much Bill Belichick believes in Mac Jones right now? He rather kicked a 56-yard field goal in a goddamn monsoon than give him the ball to go for it on 4th down. That's how much confidence he has in Mac Jones throwing the ball right now. So what does that tell you? But I digress. I'm going to bring this back to the Jets. Sorry to go off topic for a second. It was just something that had me hot under the collar. I want to talk about this defense. Man, is this defense exciting to watch. Greg Olbrich, Robert Saleh, they deserve a round of applause because this D has no business being as competitive as what they've been through the first 4 weeks of the year. None. when they're starting safeties you never heard of. They picked up Quincy Williams off the street to play linebacker, and they are playing quality football right now. Their entire secondary is day 3 guys and undrafted free agents, and they're balling out. Bryce Hall is playing excellent football. I was excited about Bryce Hall. Hell, just last year, I was going to tweet it out. Probably should have. Green Bean, I know you always watch, so I want to give a shout out to you because I should have tweeted this, but I'm going to say it now on the podcast. I was thinking about how excited myself and Green Bean were when the Jets drafted Bryce Hall where they did. That's great value. This is someone where he thought, he could have been in the 2nd round, and the injuries, all right, maybe you get him in the 3rd round, but he drops to the 5th, and the Jets get him there. Now, I was high on the guy. I didn't think he would be this good. And I think even Green Bean would admit that he probably didn't think he would be as good as what he's doing right now because he is playing excellent. He is a legitimate number 1 corner. That's not a hot take. I truly believe that he is a number 1 corner in this league. That's how good he's playing right now. How about undrafted free agent Bryce Huff? Guys all over the field. It's unbelievable what he is doing, this pass rush. The guy, again, undrafted. And I liked what he did last year, saw some flashes of potential, thought, okay, he could be a rotational guy because let's try to have level expectations and not try to push the envelope too much. Another couple of sacks. John Franklin Myers, he's at the point you have to pay John Franklin Myers. You can't let him walk. He's too good. Quinnen Williams, unbelievable. Did he struggle the first couple of weeks? Yeah, because he didn't play at all in the preseason or in training camp, but he's playing at all-pro level now again through 4 games. Has, 3.5 sacks in 4 games? Doesn't get much better than that. And I know the PFF numbers aren't great for CJ Mosley. I say F PFF because if you watch CJ Mosley play every single snap, he is the true leader of that defense. He is all over the field making plays, number 1, and he is calling out to everyone, the guys behind him, the guys in front of him, where to line up. He's lined up the defense, changing from zone to man, all that stuff. He has been playing excellent. So I could not be any happier with how this defense has played. Truly impressed by this defensive unit. And if it continues this direction, Ulbrich is seriously going to get some head coaching, recognition in this next cycle. And everyone was saying that it was going to be LaFleur, who's going to be the one and done as the coordinator. No. You have a much higher chance of it being Ulbrich. And I don't want it to be. I would like him very much so to stay because I think he's done a great job. He turned Atlanta's defense around a little bit last year. We're going to talk about Atlanta here in a second, specifically on the defense. But I can't say enough good things about this Jets defense. They are truly exciting. And they kept them in this game, too, against the Titans. Can we just talk about that for a second? They only allowed 9 points in the first half. With the way the offense was playing, they could have easily been down 21-7 at the half. Instead, it was 9-7. You're still in that game. They won the game because, one, Zach Wilson took over in the second half. That was huge. 232 passing yards in the second half is tremendous. But they don't get put in that position if the defense doesn't hold strong in the first half. And sure, maybe you would have liked them to hold up a little bit better in overtime or in the fourth quarter, but this is a young team who's on the field a ton in the first 4 weeks because of how bad the offense has been, playing out of their mind. Which brings me to Atlanta. Got to get me this win against Atlanta. I know that this year is not supposed to be about the win-loss record. I understand, but I'm going to be upset if the Jets lose to this team. I want Atlanta in England going into the bye. Get me to 2-3. I will take that. This team stinks. Atlanta has no business being favored by 3.5 points on a neutral site field. None. They've given up the most points in the NFL, and they rank 23rd in yards allowed. They've already allowed 11 passing touchdowns. 11. Zach could have a big week again. Let's just face it. He carved up a decent defense in the Titans. The first 3 weeks of the year, Carolina, great defense. Sure, Dak carved them up a little bit this past week. Helps when you get a couple of turnovers too. Then you had New England. They obviously played really good football against the Jets and against one of the best offensive football in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they played Denver, who's the second overall defense in the league or top 5. They're at minimum a top 5 defense in the league. Atlanta's about as bad as it gets defensively. This could be a huge game for Zach. My expectations are extremely high. I don't have a number just yet on my projections. I usually do that in the Thursday video. And I'm still honestly thinking it over as I go, but you could very much have a repeat performance of what we saw in the second half, just over an entire game against Atlanta. That's how bad their defense is, number one, and just the potential here for the Jets. Offensively, it's not much better for Atlanta. You think, the Kyle Pitts you just drafted, Matt Ryan you traded Julio Jones, but you still have Calvin Ridley. 25th in points, 24th in yards. I mean, if you can't beat one of the worst teams against the pass, and then their offense is bottom, 7? 8 in the NFL, and with how this Jets defense is playing, you have to win this game. I don't think my expectations are too high. What was I saying the last couple weeks on this show? I was surprised, and I was pleasantly surprised. Look how thrilled I am right now about the Jets winning. I didn't think they were going to win the game. I thought it was a bad matchup. I am very, very happy to be wrong in this instance. Contrary to popular belief, some people just think that I just want to be right about everything. No, I want the team to be freaking good. That's all I care about. I am excited. You watching this are excited. This is more fun. I would rather the team be good and me be wrong than me be right and they stink. So while I thought the Jets were going to lose and they upset and beat the Titans, I'm happy about that. But this upcoming week against Atlanta, got to get me this game. We've had this one circled for a couple weeks now. I thought this was the game that the Jets would have their chance at the first win. Not this past week. But now, get to 2-3. Go into the bye, and you have 2 weeks to prepare for a team you saw already in the New England Patriots. Now, that's a really tough ask. Going on the road and playing in New England, I'm going to be flat out honest with you, even with the bye week, with the fact that they're sitting at 1-3. I know they're not this some powerhouse New England Patriots team. I'm not saying this any differently. I don't like the Jets' chances in that game. But this is the perfect time to play them. Potentially off of 2 big wins and 2 big performances from Zach Wilson, getting some confidence going, and a bye. If you have any chance of an upset against the Patriots, it would be then. So can we get at least to the point where it's 2-3? And we're excited about potentially getting to 500, 3-3 out of the bye against let's face it, a not good Patriots team. That would be fun. But first, take care of business in London, beat Atlanta. There is no reason to lose to this Atlanta Falcons team. None. I'd be upset. Next week, if I'm talking about a Jets loss against the Falcons, I'll be upset. And hopefully you will be too at this point. So, sorry for the little rants there. Went a little longer on the monologue than usual, but let's get into the voicemails and hear from your reactions as well. First up, Ben in New Jersey. Let's go, Ben.
What's up, Matt? It's Ben from Jersey.
What's up, bro?
We did it. We finally did it. The New York Jets have won a football game. And this is the most exciting game I've watched since the Cowboys game 2 years ago.
Yep.
Oh my God, roller coaster of a game. Absolutely amazing game. Zach Wilson shook off a shaky start. 54-yard bomb to Keelan Cole. Leads to a Jameson Carter toe tap. Michael Carter played a great game. And then we stopped the Titans. Then the very next play, Zach Wilson, absolute dime to Corey Davis for 6. And then in overtime, dropped another beautiful dime to Keelan Cole, who had himself a day. This offense all around just plays really well. We didn't give up a lot of pressure, which is great. And our defense, man, 7 sacks on Tannehill. This defensive line is scary. Quincy Williams had himself an amazing day. Corners were solid. All around great game. You love to see Randy Bullock choke that kick away. And I'm ready to go into London, beat the Falcons.
Let's go.
Let's get to 2-3, and let's get the season back on track.
Thank you.
That's all I got to say. I'm a happy man right now. And let me know your thoughts on the game. And as always, Jets, Jets.
Love it. Isn't it fun to talk about winning teams. This is all we wanted, some excitement. Like, yeah, this team's probably not going to finish with a winning record this year. But give me, what? I don't know, 5 more of these? Hell yeah. Let's do it. To me, the biggest thing, Ben, is the resilience from Zach Wilson. That's got to be the takeaway. Sure, he threw an interception in the first half. Sure, he had 60 yards passing in the first half? Could have been real ugly. We've seen games like that go off the rails where the quarterback throws 2 picks, 140 yards, whatever. Balled out. 230 yards and a half is no freaking joke, man. I was impressed. Really was. Max, he's from New Jersey. What do you got, buddy?
This is Max from Homeland, New Jersey, and I'm really impressed by how the Jets played today. I think the Jets played really good, and then this is one of the best Jets games I've ever seen in my life. I've been a fan since 2016, and this Jets game was literally one of the best games I've ever seen in my life. I think Zach Wilson is a really good quarterback, and I think that Mike LaFleur is finally being better as an offensive coordinator. It's better than Adam Gase and Tyler Loggins ever.
I mean, that's true.
I'm so impressed by the Jets win, and I hope that the Jets will beat Atlanta next week. Thank you, and go Jets.
Yeah, man. I mean, since 2016, you probably count on one hand how many exciting Jet games there was. Buffalo on the road week 2, 2016. This game. Dallas in 2019. Darnold's first game ever. The Detroit game. That's 4. That's 4 games you can be excited about since 2016. Maybe there's more I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Someone's probably screaming at me, how could you forget insert game here? I'm not picking anything from 2017 because they're supposed to be bad. Yeah, that's probably it. Like, I don't know, the Packers lost in 2018. The Texans lost in 2018. But from games they've won since 2016, in the last 5 years, I could come up with 4 games that we were excited about. Jet fans deserve a lot better. You really put that in perspective for me, Max. Dom, Long Island, what do you got, buddy?
Matty Ice, Dom from Long Island here. It feels good to call in after a W.
Yes, it does.
Boy, does it feel good. There was some things that we still got to fix. That last play call with Wilson rolling out in overtime, not a fan. Wilson threw some balls in the dirt, but overall, happy with the win. The defense, I mean, what more can be said about this defense? I mean, we look tremendous right now. I can only imagine what we would be doing if Carl Lawson was there. I really think that, we played as a team today, as an absolute unit. While, the offense didn't complement the defense just as much as they could at first, they definitely started to get their shit together as the game went on. And, man, that defensive line must have been listening to CLB before the game because they were on some absolute gang, the rest.
There you go.
Over the moon right now and can't wait for next week. Let's hope we pull out another one in London. And, things are looking up. Go Jets.
I love it. I agree with pretty much everything you said there. I'm going to go, or I guess focus on one point that you brought up because I see your side. I don't agree with it, though. I'm going to give LaFleur some credit on the last play, the third down play where they had Zach Wilson roll out. Now, Zach should have threw the ball away if nothing was there, and then you give yourself a shot on 4th and goal from the 1. But I don't hate bootleg on a play like that, where everyone thinks, okay, you're going to run up the middle. Didn't hate the call. The execution wasn't there. And look, I've been critical of LaFleur. I'm not just going to beat the drum and say, he's the Jets OC, so I think everything he does is golden. You can't touch it. I don't think that, that's not the case in my book. But on that specific play call, I did not hate it. I just think Zach should have threw it away. That's it. Other than that, no gripes. I think he's a little bit better this week. Got to get a win against Atlanta, man. We got to do it. Thank you to Dom. Let's go to Nick calling from DC. He wants to talk about giving out game balls and an MVP.
What up, Matt? Nick from DC. The Jets actually won. Let's go. All right.
Yes.
So for this phone call, I just want it's right after the game. I want to give a game ball to a player on offense, a player on defense, and then just overall MVP, which I'm kind of separating that out, which I know is could be one or the other. But anyway, so game ball on offense. I mean, have to give it to Zach. He wasn't perfect. He definitely missed some throws, but dang, did he show us why we drafted him. I mean, that was just exactly what we have all been waiting for. So have to give it to Zach on offense. He really stepped it up today. I mean, for a rookie to play like that is just super impressive. On defense, I'm giving my game ball to Quinnen Williams. That guy was a human. I mean, the whole defensive line was just unbelievable. But Quinnen stopped Derrick Henry. He rushed the passer. I mean, he was just getting all over the field. And then for my MVP, I actually am going with C.J. Mosley. And I think C.J. Mosley just running that defense makes it so much better. He is that veteran presence that holds together, I mean, this ragtag team of fifth-round corners and, Quincy Williams, who was waived. I mean, Quincy Williams played great today, but he ain't Ray Lewis. He played great, but he's not, so it's just, I think CJ Mosley is our MVP and really leading that defense. But yeah, just give me your thoughts. I can't believe we won. Let's go. All right. Thanks, Matt. You do a great job. Bye.
Appreciate it, my friend. As always, thank you for calling in. Hard to argue with any of your choices there. Can I give an honorable mention to John Franklin Myers, though, as either the defensive game ball or MVP? Because he is unbelievable. Every time you look, he's making a big play. Every time. The tackle he made on Henry in the backfield was basically one arm. Unbelievable. He is a tremendous, tremendous player that the Jets cannot afford to lose. Can't. You want to talk about Joe Douglas not paying homegrown talent? Well, you can talk about in the past. Robbie, I think he admits is a mistake at this point, but the other guys, not premium positions, or not his guys. JFM's his guy. JFM gets after the quarterback. If you don't pay him, then what are we doing? Because you could sell me on the Adams, the May, right down the line. Everyone else. Trading Leonard, fine. Don't pay Leonard Williams. But John Franklin Myers, he gets after the quarterback. I'd pay him. Next up, Will in Dallas talking Quincy Williams. Let's do it.
Hey, Matt, this is Will calling from Dallas again. Man, what a game. I don't think I've had that much fun watching the Jets in a long time, where the offense looked competent, the defense was dominant. They won a game against a competent team. I get they didn't have A.J. Brown or Julio Jones, but, they're still a competent team. Obviously, Wilson played great, but, man, the defense looked good today. 7 sacks. Just imagine this team with Carl Lawson if he was still healthy. So it's a scary thought. My question is, Quincy Williams played great today. Do you think that he is someone who has a legitimate future with this team, or is this just kind of a one game, a one game kind of standout game, and then he kind of falls back into not being much? Just wanted your thoughts on Quincy and the rest of the game, and go Jets.
I'm more along the lines of the latter here. Nothing against Quincy. He played good. He was really, really good against the Tennessee Titans. I don't want this to be Matt hates Quincy Williams. No. But just last week against Denver, he was really bad. And yeah, he hits hard, and he caused a fumble on the goal line. I know. He's missed a bunch of tackles, and he's not good in coverage. So, in this game, yeah, very, very good. He's had 1 out of 3 really good games. The other 2, questionable. Prove it to me again. If he starts putting these games together and he's looking more along the lines of what we saw this week, then okay, sure, he's good. I'm okay with that. But I'm not ready to crown him after this game. Not yet. but I love the performance from Quincy. Joe, Connecticut, he's got some reaction as well.
Matt, man, Joe from CT, I lost for words. What a game. What a performance. There was no way this team was losing. After last week, we were all ragging on Quincy. Quincy came out with a performance. What a guy. He was like LT out there. Oh, my God, it's the Salah effect. The dude is insane. Everybody was calling for Salah's head last week. They gotta take his seat. Calm down. Let this thing work out. You guys made a comparison last week. This Jets team could be like the Dolphins team that started off bad and they got the offense clicking and it's had to click. I feel the same way. You could see that LaFleur was kind of retconning his play calling this week. They only ran the ball like 20-something times. Complete different game set. Complete different ball game. Wilson was much more protected everywhere. The offensive line did great. Just to think, imagine if Becton was out there. Imagine if they used Mims. Imagine if Eli was there. But whatever, it's fine. These things will get sorted out. Whatever. Wilson looked great. I'm so excited. Like, man, this is a team. But the question is, man, if you're picking top 5 next year, and let's say Stingley and Neal are on the board. So let's say you're picking top 2 or 3. Stingley, Neal are on the board, or you trade back. What are you doing, Matt? What are you doing? Wow. Let me know. Appreciate it if you take the call. Have a good one. Let's go, Jets, baby.
Oh, I love it. I love the energy. I'm so happy with the win. I really am. I think Jet fans very much so deserve this. I love Stingley. I think he's a great player. The guy that I circled and the one who stands out to me the most is Tyler Linbaugh. Oh, my God. Please. I would love to be in that position. Would it be a reach to take him if you're picking in the top 5? Maybe. Then I think my answer would be trade back and take him. Honest, I love him. I do. I think he would be a phenomenal center prospect because I am out on Connor McGovern. I am out on Greg Van Roten. But man, if you could get a center, a building block center like that, just help your young quarterback. So I want to go O-line. I do. Maybe it's a poor allocation of resources. I don't care. Build that O-line. So hopefully that answers your question, but that's the guy who I have circled. Everything I watch on tape, he's athletic. Man, he would be really good in this offense too. Gets me excited. Joe. I'm sorry. It's Joe from Long Island. He wants to talk about Quincy Williams also. Popular guy today.
Hey, Matt, it's Joe from Long Island. I would really like to know what you think about Quincy Williams because, in my personal opinion, that dude is a beast. He's a beast. He looked unbelievable. He's a great pickup for Joe Douglas, considering we got him, a couple weeks ago? He looks fantastic. Thanks again, buddy. Love the show. Take care.
I hope he continues to play like he did against the Tennessee Titans, but can I remind you guys about Harvey Lange? Jet fans loved Harvey Lange. He's played 1 game in 2021. This might be one of the instances where the Jet fans overrate a player comparatively. And again, hopefully I'm wrong. I hope Quincy Williams is a waiver wire find that turns into a starter for this team. But I would say more than likely he's not a starter at this level. But if he continues to play like he did against Tennessee, sure. Yeah, keep running him out there. For as long as it works. Or as long as till backup gets here. And Vinny from Peekskill, he's got a report card too. What do you got, Vinny?
Hey, Matt. It's Vinny from Peekskill. Just calling you the day after the Jets' impressive win. I want to give my report card for the game. Now, starting off with defense, I'm going to give them B+.
Oh.
And the B+ is mainly because of the 7 sacks. And shutting down Derrick Henry when it mattered. Norm, I would have given them an A-, but they gave up too many big plays on 3rd down.
Okay.
And some of the stupid penalties. Offense, I'm going to give them a B. I thought as the game progressed, they played a lot better. Like them to clean up a couple of the mistakes. Special teams, I give it B plus too. Nothing really outstanding there for me. Coaching, I give it A. I think the coaching staff put together an effective game plan. They limited Derrick Henry when it mattered the most, and they took advantage of an injury-depleted Titans team to find their way to a first win. And this is only going to build confidence. Going as the season progresses, we got an easy game against the Falcons. They're not a good team. We can easily beat them if we play smart.
Yep.
That's all. Go Jets.
I think you're a little tough on them with the B+. I think I'm going A-. I understand where you're coming from, Vinny. I really do. In a couple big spots, they let up some big plays, but I have no critiques on this defense. None. I think they've gotten way, way, way more production than what they should based on what they have on paper. That's the big one for me. Coaching, gutsy performance from the coaching staff. I'm really happy with this game, with this win. Jet fans deserve it. Saleh deserves it, man. He's a good guy. I'm rooting for him very much so. Feels good after a win talking with you guys. This is a lot more fun and refreshing. Some positivity in here. This is good. James from New Jersey. He's got reaction too. James, what do you got for me, buddy?
Matty O, what's up? It's James from New Jersey, man. How was that win, man? You enjoyed it?
Hell yeah, bro.
Because I meant to call you last week, and I didn't get a chance to.
Oh, good.
I saw how PO you were against that awful performance against the Broncos. You scared me a little bit, man. I thought I had to call and tell you to relax and be fine, but I'm glad you tried to win. I'm glad you enjoyed Houston. Are you hanging out with Jake Asman? Anyway,
I did.
Just a reaction, man. Holy crap. I did not expect us to win that game. I'm shocked. There were a couple things that Rob Saleh said after the post game that game we should have, had that game nailed in the coffin from regulation and in the overtime. But we won it somehow because Tennessee just got shot in the foot. But there should be no reason Titans should have lost that game. Even someone told me that this was the Titans game to lose. There's no reason you should have lost an 0-3 Jets team. But thank you for the win, Titans. Hey, it's good to get the win. Hopefully we can get another game in with the Falcons. I mean, the Falcons is any way goes with them. One day they can look like they're going to win the game. Next thing you know, they'll choke. So I think that could be a win for us. But
hope so.
We'll see how the Titans fall out with us. But anyway, just reacting, man, to the game. Glad we got the win. Happy for Zach. I think we're on the right path. The offensive coordinator just gotta build from this with the weapons around him for the offense. I think defense will be just fine. Hope you're doing well, man. Let's enjoy this win, and let's hope that I'll try to call you next week. Thank you, Matt, and go Jets.
Love it. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I was pretty upset about the loss in week 3. I thought they were going to lose, but I mean, it was an embarrassing effort. But to their credit, they played and beat a team that I thought they had no business beating. And sure, there were injuries, but guess what? Every team in the NFL deals with injuries. Oh, the Titans were without their number 1 and number 2 receiver. Jets were without one of their starting receivers, Elijah Moore. What about their franchise left tackle? Did Mekhi Becton play? How about their best pass rusher? Did Carl Lawson play? How about their almost Pro Bowl caliber safety? Did he play? You go right down the line. And talk about the injury excuse. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it about missing your 2 top receivers. I don't care. Save that. Because I don't want to hear it, man. Especially with this Jets team who's without their freaking left tackle, a franchise left tackle, without one of their starting receivers in Elijah Moore, without their best pass rusher in Carl Lawson, without pretty much every linebacker that they planned on playing this year. I don't want to hear it. Thank you. Thanks, James. Travis. Oh, boy. I can't wait to hear from Travis. What do you got, buddy?
Hey, Matt!
J-E-T-S.
Let's go.
Travis from my house. Hey, buddy. Love the game. We finally got one. Better start than Gase. And, oh, jeez, we needed some hope. And it feels good. Offensive line played a million times better, only giving up the 1 sack. I know I'm going to rehash a bunch of crap that you already said. Zach looked really good. The 1 interception, Corey Davis fell. Corey Davis had a great revenge game against his former team, so that was good to see. Defense, I thought played pretty solid. Tennessee's a good team. I know their starting wideouts were out, but and gave up a ton of yards to Derrick Henry, but it's Derrick freaking Henry. Me, you, and the rest of the Jets fans together couldn't stop that guy if we wanted to.
That's a fact.
So, but our linebackers, Quincy Williams and C.J. Mosley, 12 and 13 tackles each, and each had a sack and a couple tackles for losses. I thought they stepped up and went beast mode. And they had to tackle Derrick Henry the whole game. They were getting pounded by him and still had that many tackles. So you gotta love that. Secondary, I thought again, they've held up all season. I'm impressed. I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, they don't have any experience, and there's no real high draft picks in there. But
nope.
Robert Saleh's scheme, man.
And Ulbrich.
Cover scheme's working. D-line showed up, 7 sacks. Man, and that's a good team. It wasn't like when we beat the Rams and Browns last year out of the middle of nowhere. 2 playoff teams, and those were our only 2 wins. So, anyway, loved it. We got some guys back from injuries, but we got 19 people injured right now. And some of them aren't real important, but we got some other ones that are. That's my biggest concern right now, my question to you. I thought our new medical staff was supposed to be fixing this problem that we've had during the Gase years and before that even, and we're still seeing a bunch of injuries. I'm not saying we're not the only team. Baltimore's running backs. Obviously, Tennessee's wide receivers yesterday, but it's just a concern, man. And I want to see this team healthy, and I want to see our young guys out there and doing good. And Crowder, great to see him back.
Oh, he got cut off. But yes, I'm happy to see Crowder back. Give me as many weapons as you can for Zach. Let's make life really easy for a young quarterback. It was weird to beat the Titans. I wasn't expecting it. I know that they were missing guys, but still, it's the NFL. Every team's missing players. Team stepped up. They did. They had a monster second half, and their defense kept them in the first half. I'll say it again. Defense stole the show first half. Second half, Zach picked up the defense. He said, listen, I've had you on the field a hell of a lot. Week 1, they're on the field a ton. In the first half, anyway. Week 2, pretty much the entire game they were on the field. Week 3, same story. First half, same story. Second half, offense came to play. Good stuff. Love it as always, Travis. Shane, he's calling in from New Jersey. He's got some reaction to what he got. Shane?
Mr. Matt O'Leary, how are you doing today? Because I am doing absolutely wonderful. By far, the best Monday I have had in probably 2 to 3 years. What a day. Nothing could bother me today. Absolutely nothing.
Nor should
it.
it.
What a day after yesterday. I'm just in a great mood. The reason for my call, along with probably even getting many, many today, is about Zach Wilson, how good he played and everything. I want to touch on a few main points of what I loved about him, and then kind of your reaction to, my points and what I want to point out. The main being that he had all those throws, the 50-yard deep balls, but I think the 2 best throws, and I'll go 2 to 1. 2 was the one to Corey Davis, just where he kept his composure and dropped an absolute dot. Jamison Crowder, what am I saying? Drops the ball, Crowder across the middle. What a dot to Crowder. That was beautiful, keeping his composure. But that 3rd and 2, where he had no business chucking it 30 yards down the field, absolute rainbow to Keelan Cole. Was the throw of the game. It was better than both the 50-yarders and the fumble to Crowder, the fumble pass to Crowder. That throw had no business in OT, 3rd and 2, doing that. But if it works, it works. I effing loved that, man. And then what I wanted to say about him, we stopped running. LaFleur put the ball in his hands. That's why we drafted this kid, and that's what we want to see. We did not run the ball. Everything was going through Zach. I absolutely loved it. That's really all I got to say. Those 2 throws. Sam Darnold isn't making those throws. Maybe Trevor Lawrence is, but I love Zach. Every game he gets better and better. Last week I said that I think we're going to see the worst with him. Loved it so much. Loved that LaFleur put the ball in his hands.
Me too.
That's what we want to see with our guy, and that's what we didn't see from Darnold these past few years. Loved it, man. What do you have to say about that? Go Jets. Love the show, man. Keep it real.
You can probably count on, one hand how many people make the throws that he did, the rollout one and the point one. Mahomes, Allen, Rodgers. That is big time stuff. All right, don't let anyone tell you that it's not a big deal. It is. It is a big deal. Herbert's another one. Like that arm strength is just truly, truly, truly popping off the page. And you know what? Sam has been better this year. And I still think that Sam can be a pretty good quarterback in this league. He's not making that throw. Mac Jones, we ranted about early on. Mac Jones is not making that throw. There's a lot of quarterbacks in this league not making that throw. And if Zach figures out the easy stuff and then could just do the reactionary, the schoolyard, I was going to say back school, the schoolyard football, backyard football stuff, then you're in good shape. It might take a little bit for him to figure out. He's a rookie, but give me more flashes like this. Hell yeah. I'll take this potential and like top 10, top 5 quarterback potential over like middle of the pack. Because how far can a Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Alex Smith, how far can those guys get you? Jimmy Garoppolo, Jared Goff, like a bunch of like okay quarterbacks. They can get you to playoffs. Like win you a Super Bowl? More than likely, no. So I'm glad the Jets took a big swing because, look good this week. Last one, Brandon in Georgia. He wants to talk Elijah Moore and Mims.
Yo, what's up, Matt? This is Brandon from Georgia.
What's up, dude?
Just had a couple questions. One, starting with Elijah Moore. Crowder's back, so I don't know where Elijah Moore is going to get. Well, I don't know if he'll fill in for what Crowder did last week or just play a totally different role. Denzel Mims, I didn't even see him on the field, but we won, so really, who really cares, right? Go Jets and go Braves.
Love it. Listen, as a Met fan, I can't say go Braves, but I'll say that I'll be nice. I'll be nice here to the Braves fans and even the Yankees fans. I'm recording this before the game starts from the night before, so good luck tonight. As for the Braves, Freddie Freeman's one of the best hitters I've ever seen. He's tremendous and somehow still underrated, I think. But let's get to Elijah Moore and Denzel Mims. Moore, I think, is going to play on the outside. I think if everyone's healthy and everything's good, Crowder's going to play the slot more, and Davis will play on the outside. I would love to see more Denzel Mims. The reason why I didn't really talk about it this week is because that's so far down on the pecking order of issues. If the Jets went up and put up 3 points, 10 points, and Braxton Berrios was getting 10 targets a game, and Vincent Smith was getting targets, and Ryan Griffin was getting a bunch of targets, or Tyler Croft was getting a bunch of targets, then sure, we could talk Mims. But would I like to see him more involved in the offense? Yeah, I would, but that's so far down the list of things for me at this moment, which is ironic because I was wearing a shirt yesterday, free Mims. I still have it. I'm still selling it in the store. Free Mims, baby. And I still stand by it, but it's a win. If the Jets win, then that cures all, right? So that's going to do it. Hopefully next week we're talking about another win. That would be awesome. That's going to do it for me. I am Matt O'Leary. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe wherever you get the show. I'll talk to you next time.